It is Yoda mid-Monday morning, or Monday mid-morning. Welcome to Meditate Like a Jedi. This morning, let us play with the latest iteration of All Good Ones Easy Meditation. All Good Ones are not a real or imagined entity to whom we pray, but merely archetypes that to remind us of the Buddha's teachings. I should say icons whose iconography remind us of the teachings. Let's see, I want to tap button. Yes, this is the button I want to tap. Whoops, here we go. Fabulous. Okay, the view of reality that supports letting go is the first fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. It is known by many names, including Mahayoga's Wisdom Warm-Up. No, it is not our job to think our way to nirvana. That is folly. We simply notice and release our way to nirvana. By playing with these ideas, limber up our mind, if you will. Let us begin by chanting an explanation of the 12-syllable mantra together. I invoke teachers from loving action on mindfulness and meditation, as well as the whom view supporting release that the Benza-tantric Guru teaches Pema enlightenment, density abilities whom be made bastard by all. Rather than indulge or controlling tendencies with all follies of active visualization, emotion, magic, and belief, we could just recite these wise words in harmony with our breathing and allow our subconscious to do the heavy lifting. Let us therefore sidestep the rigidity that confuses metaphors for statements literal, and relax into the flexibility that savors the chance explaining metaphors as similes. By touching the tip of our left thumb to the tip of our left little finger and resting this left hand upon our left thigh, we could gently invite real or imagined subtle energies to coalesce in the bladder region of our lower abdomen. May we see how all circumstances are not appearing yet as void as a real or imagined paradise of light could be as impermanent and interdependent as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into this communicational speech. So we're going to take all these words and allow them to coalesce into just 6 syllables, which we're going to divide between our inhalation and our exhalation. During our inhalation, we're going to silently and mentally recite the entirety of the 6 syllables. During our exhalation, we're going to physically relax as best we can while striving to chant this 12-syllable mantra 3 times per breath for a total of 4 breaths. And here's a quick pro tip. Let us count 1 breath per finger and 1 repetition per set of creases. Om Ahum Benzo Guru Me Maziri Hung. 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 Om Ahum Benzo Guru Me Maziri Hum. 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 Let us touch the tip of our left thumb to the tip of our left ring finger, then rest this left hand upon our left thigh, thus inviting our real or imagined subtle energies to coalesce in the navel region of our mid-abdomen. May we feel how all bodies are from sensual, yet as what is or Buddha's real or imagined archetype of light. Could be as impermanent and interdependent as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into this communication or speech. Om Ahum Benzo Guru Me Maziri Hum. 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 Let us touch the tip of our left thumb to the tip of our left middle finger, and then rest this left hand upon our left thigh, thus gently inviting the real or imagined subtle energies to coalesce upon the heart region of our chest. And I say upon, I should have said within. May we hear how all interpersonal speech resounding at his word is a real or imagined mantra of light. Could be as impermanent and interdependent as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into this communicational speech. Om Ahum Benzo Guru Me Maziri Hum. 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 Let us touch the tip of our left thumb to the tip of our left index finger, and then rest this left hand upon our left thigh, thus gently inviting the real or imagined subtle energies to coalesce within the crown region of our head. May we feel how all Matsu said yet has what is a real or imagined seed hung of light. Could be as impermanent and interdependent as if they could blissfully melt into Rainbow light that couldn't laughingly absorb into our vast empty void. Like the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which although tantalizing to the eye could be not graspable to the hand. Om Ahum Benzo Guru Me Maziri Hum. 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 We will turn to the seventh and eighth folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path, described as Ati Yoga's mindfulness and meditation, after approximately 30 seconds of housekeeping. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. For more than 30 years, I've spent about 8 hours a day, almost every day, studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each school of meditation so that you would not have to. Welcome, my friends, to Meditate Like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. Let us turn our attention now to the first of 4 phases of mindful crease counting meditation. Over the span of 4 inhalations, we could advance our right thumb in the following manner, beginning with our little finger. Oopsie. Is this a blur I see? It looks that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If we multiply this by 8, we'll get 96 inhalations. On our left hand, we can count sets of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of 12 inhalations each. 5, 6, 7, 8 sets of 12 inhalations each. So I said sets of 8. I should have said 8 sets. I apologize. So since we shall keep track of our first of 4 phases by resting the great knuckle at the base of our right little finger, upon the tip of our left little finger, palms up in our lap. Doing so, we gently invite our real or imagined subtle energies to coalesce in the crown region of our head. Come, let us demystify enlightenment. What if enlightenment was simply mastering Gautama Buddha's Eightfold Path? But what do we mean by mastery? It means we get so good at the Buddha's path that we practice it spontaneously, habitually, easily, and effectively, in the same way that an infant turns into a toddler, who turns into a child who is able to use the toilet, or brush their teeth, and tie their shoes, and ride a bike. And here's the greatest wonder of them all. If we place our primary effort on mindfulness and meditation, then the remaining 6 folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path take care of themselves. Whoopsie. So let us view mindfulness and meditation through the lens of neuroscience. Please chant with me. The nudity of the archetypical couple sporting in tantric union reminds us of the vulnerability so crucial to mindfulness. Sturgeon's law reminds us that 90% of everything sucks. Let's take a deeper look. Since the Neolithic Revolution, society has conditioned us all to be so rigid, fearful, superstitious, controlling, elitist, cryptic, competitive, and cruel that we will denigrate the 10% who choose to follow Gautama's example of being flexible, loving, rational, laid back, egalitarian, lucid, cooperative, and kind. And so it should come as little surprise when the majority of meditation teachers are rigid, superstitious, and controlling. And when they teach people, they implore them to actively focus and actively analyze. Now, between you and me and the neurologist, the only parts of our brain that are equipped to practice focus or analysis are the discrete neural pathways, such as those found in the medial or the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. Now, there's a problem with that. The more we exhaust our prefrontal cortex, the more we trigger our amygdala, which is the seat of anxiety and aggression. The very two attributes we hope to avoid by meditating, which is darkly ironic. But here's some good news. Neither the amygdala nor the prefrontal cortex comprise the entirety of our central nervous system. Right now we're going to focus on mindfulness. Every time we inhale, whether we know it or not, evolution has wired us to access our sympathetic nervous system found in the, or I should say ensconced within the middle third of our spinal cord. This bad boy has evolved to help us to notice in a very special way. To help us to notice vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly, which I'm sure you would agree is the opposite of concentration. What is it that we have evolved to notice? Specifically, we have evolved to notice perceptions. You know, sights, sounds, sensations, flavors, scents, and the like. Such as emotion, intention, cognition, recollection, and imagination. Now, whatever we notice, it's going to typically fall within 2 categories. Things we desire and things we dread. So not only will we notice those things, but we cannot help but noticing the resistance we feel towards the absence of what we desire, as well as the resistance we feel towards the presence of what we dread. So here is something, so I would like to we will go into greater detail several minutes from now. I think it's a good time just to play with the idea of noticing. But allow me to remind you this. Every time we silently and mentally recite the 1-syllable verb ease during our exhalation, we are already wired to physically relax and mentally release, even releasing our resistance to the absence of our object of desire, as well as our resistance to the presence of our object of dread. Does that mean it goes away? No. But it means that resistance ceases to control our choices and our utterances and our deeds. So together as a team right now, let's play with mindfulness and meditation. We come now to the second of 4 phases of mindful crease counting meditation. Ooh, that's weird. Over the span of 12 inhalations, we could advance our right thumb in the following manner, beginning with our little finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If we multiply this by 8, we wind up with 96. So on our left hand, we can collect 8 sets of 12 repetitions each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. To keep track of this, our second phase, we can rest the great knuckle at the base of our right middle finger upon the tip of our left middle finger, palms up in our lap. Doing so gently invites our real or imagined subtle energies to coalesce in the heart region of our chest. Please chant with me. The translucence of the all-good Father and Mother depicted in paintings reminds us of meditation's experience of impermanence and non-graspability. So we previously explored how the silent and mental recitation of the demonstrative pronoun this during our inhalation lends ourselves to noticing all the very perceptions, emotions, intentions, cognitions, recollections, and imaginings, including those which are distinctions of desiring some and dreading others, and our resistance towards the absence, the real or imagined absence of that which we desire, and our other type of resistance to the real or potential presence of that which we dread. So how do we process that? How do we let go of that? Every time we exhale, whether we know it or not, we have evolved to automatically access our parasympathetic nervous system, which is divided between the lower third and the upper third of our spinal cord. This parasympathetic nervous system has evolved to physically relax and mentally release to such a degree that we were able to release our resistance to the absence of the real or potential absence of that which we crave. We're able to release our resistance towards the real or potential presence of that which we dread. We're even able to we're even able to release our resistance to fear and aggression. To such a degree that those things, that resistance can not only feel impermanent, but it not only can feel literally impermanent, but it can feel figuratively as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Now, any good English teacher will remind us that a simile is only as useful as it is relatable. So we have to ask the question, what is a real-world example of a non-graspable vast empty void? How about the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which, although is tantalizing to the eye, is most certainly non-graspable to the hand. So this first fold of the Eightfold Path that supports our release of our resistance is a gift made possible by meditation. So together as a team, let us practice mindfulness and meditation. And please remember, the moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist meditation, or Buddhist philosophy, please type your question in great detail in the chat window. We come now to the third of 4 phases of mindful crease counting. Over the span of 8 inhalations, we can advance our right thumb in the following manner, beginning with our little finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we multiply that by 8 sets, counted on our left hand, we will wind up with 64 total inhalations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sets of 8 inhalations each. To keep track of this, our third phase, we could rest the great knuckle at the base of our right ring finger upon the tip of our left ring finger, palms up in our lap. Doing so could gently invite out the real or imagined subtle energies to coalesce in the navel region of our mid-abdomen. Please chant with me. The beauty of sky blue kuntu zongpo and cloud white kuntu zongmo yam yam reminds us of the highest love, spontaneous and uncontrived. There are many benefits to mindfulness and meditation. We've already explored the wisdom benefit. Now let us explore the love benefit. The more we practice, the more we play with mindfulness and meditation, perhaps once every 12 hours or so, the more we stimulate our anterior cingulate gyrus, which kind of looks like a fuchsia-colored letter C. This bad boy has evolved to function as the hub of our mirror neurons, the seat of empathy, which is the root of compassion and love. So this is wild. The late Tulku Thondup insisted that there was no way we could use focus or analysis to contrive an angry and annoyed amygdala to start empathizing. But through the easy practice of mindfulness and meditation, we prime the pump to experience kind intention, which is the essence of the Bodhisattva vows, kind communication, which is key to every relationship, platonic and intimate, kind conduct, which is non-violence, or the essence of morality, and commerce, which is cooperative and kind. So, what is the easiest way to practice this mindfulness? It's to silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this during each inhalation, thus noticing the world within and without, vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly. What is the most efficient way to practice meditation? To silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease during each exhalation, that's releasing our resistance to the absence of what we crave, as well as our resistance to the presence of that which we dread. So let us practice together right now as a team. And do remember, the moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist meditation, or Buddhist philosophy, please type your question in great detail in the chat window. This brings us to the fourth and final phase of mindful crease counting meditation. Over the span of 8 inhalations, we could advance our right thumb in the following manner, beginning with our little finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we multiply that by 8 sets, we'll wind up with 64. And we can count those sets in our left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of 8 inhalations each. 5, 6, 7, 8 sets of 8 inhalations each. We can keep track of this, our fourth phase, by resting the great knuckle at the base of our right little finger upon the tip of our left little finger, palms up in our lap. Doing so could gently invite our real or imagined subtle energies to coalesce at the bladder region of our lower abdomen. Please chant with me. The stability with which Garbu Samanta Mandara sits, and the abandon with which cloud white Samanta Bandri sports, remind us of the effortless effort of centered spontaneity. Well, it's fabulous that mindfulness and meditation can stimulate the anterior cingulate gyrus, that is the seat of empathy. And it's wonderful that it can feed our impulse towards kind intention, kind communication, kind conduct, and commerce that is as cooperative as it is kind. But what about practicality? How are we to know what the kind thing to do is, how to do it, and when to do it, and how much? These are the questions that could paralyze us. Fortunately, when we practice mindfulness and meditation, perhaps once every 12 hours or so, we can find that our choices, utterances, and deeds flow from the effortless effort of love's centered spontaneity. No, not scattered spontaneity. You know, like that good idea that we think we have after our 5th shot of espresso? No, this is the centered spontaneity that flows from our regular practice of mindfulness and meditation. One might say it flows from our Buddha nature. But what is Buddha nature? What if Buddha nature was simply a charming Iron Age way of describing what we only now understand because of digital imagery? That it is our sympathetic nervous system that is the seat of mindfulness, that it is our parasympathetic nervous system that is the seat of meditation, and that it is our anterior cingulate gyrus that is our seat of empathy, that we do not need a magical incantation, a rite of purification, a secret handshake, or to kiss the teacher's ass to have a Buddha nature. We already have it. All we have to do is light the match that is already in our hands. All we have to do is get out of our own way. This is why the Buddha taught that it's possible to master his path in as little as 7 days. We can practice mindfully as easily as silently and mentally reciting the demonstrative pronoun this during each inhalation, and thus notice, vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly. We can practice meditation as easily as silently and mentally reciting the one-syllable verb ease during each exhalation, and thus releasing our resistance to the absence of that which we desire, as well as our resistance to the presence of that which we dread. We don't have to worry that this is going to turn us into some sort of a passive doormat, because our choices, utterances, and deeds will be flowing from our Buddha natures, mindfulness, meditation, and empathy. Let's practice. And remember, the moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, meditation, or philosophy, simply type your question in great detail in the chat window. And of course, remember that every time we inhale, we are already wired to experience a vertical traction between our head and our tush. And every time we exhale, we are wired to feel that traction release to a certain degree. Please remember, it is not our job to choose what to perceive. It's not our job to choose what to notice. We just notice whatever comes up, whether it is external or internal, physical or mental, pleasurable or painful, interesting or boring, glorious or grotesque. The only label we need ever use is this. The only antidote we need ever apply is relaxing. And remember, the key is not to never feel something yucky. The key is to surf whatever comes up. Let us switch gears from silent meditation to mantra meditation, and as such, chant an explanation of the 12-syllable mantra. I invoke teachers on loving action, on mindfulness and meditation, as well as the whom view supporting release that the Benzatantric. Guru teaches Pema enlightenment and siddhi abilities whom may be mastered by all. During our inhalation, silently and mentally we could recite, relaxing into this. What is this? This is whatever comes up, be it external or internal, physical or mental, pleasurable or painful, interesting or boring, glorious or grotesque. During our exhalation, we can physically relax as best we can, while striving to chant this 12-syllable mantra 3 times per breath for just 4 breaths. Here's a quick pro tip. We can count 1 breath per finger, and we can count 1 repetition per set of creases, if we wish. If this is your first time hanging out with me or hanging out with me, then by all means, please give yourself permission to have a learning curve, because the most important thing is not how fast you recite the mantra or how beautifully you sing it, but rather how vulnerable you are as you breathe in and how relaxed you are, and how much you relax as you breathe out, or to what degree you relax as you breathe out. Om Ahum Guru Me Maziri Hum. 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 Having already practiced Mahayoga's wisdom warm-up, as well as Anu-yoga's energy work, and Ati-yoga's mindfulness and meditation, it's that we now practice Mahayoga's compassionate cool-down, which is known by many names, including mantra-oriented loving-kindness. Please chant with me. Rather than indulge or controlling tendencies with all follies of active visualization, emotion, magic, and belief, we could just recite these kind words in harmony with our breathing and allow our subconscious to do the heavy lifting. Let us therefore sidestep the rigidity that confuses metaphors for statements literal, and relax into the flexibility that savors the chance explaining metaphors as similes. As we touch the tip of our left thumb to the tip of our left little finger and rest our left hand upon our left thigh, we could gently invite the real or imagined subtle energies to coalesce upon the bladder region of our lower abdomen, or within the bladder region of our lower abdomen. May we be a font of blessing for all upon who we think or who think of us together. May all minds of all beings know me as peacefully enlightened as the lucid yet void mind of a real or imagined Buddha, symbolized by a Jigme 1-syllable seed or Bija mantra. We take all these words and allow them to coalesce into just 6 syllables that we divide between our inhalation and our exhalation. The mental morality of kind intention is the second fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. Om Ahum Binzu Guru Me Maziri Hun. 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 Let us touch the tip of our left thumb to the tip of our left ring finger, and then rest this left hand upon our left thigh, thus gently inviting the real or imagined subtle energies to coalesce within the navel region of our mid-abdomen. May we be a font of blessing for all who we listen to, speak to, or speak of, and for all who listen to us, or speak to us, or speak of us, kindly or cruelly. May your relationships or speech of all beings so be as joyfully loving as a real or imagined Buddha speech, resounding yet void, symbolized by a multisyllabic mantra. I wonder what would happen if I had moved that and moved that. That's pretty cool. Let me check something out real quick. Okay, let's give this a shot. Insert. Here we go. Okay, thank you for your patience. Let's continue. The interpersonal morality of kind communication is the third fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. Om Ahum Minzu Guru Me Maziri Hung. 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 Let us touch the tip of our left thumb to the tip of our left middle finger, and then rest this left hand upon this left thigh, thus gently inviting our real or imagined subtle energies to coalesce upon the heart or within the heart region of our chest. May we be a font of blessing for all who we touch or who touch us. May all bodies or forms of all beings know and enjoy the beautiful health represented by Buddhist statuary, depicting the blissful body, sensual yet void of a real or imagined yet almanac type of enlightenment. The physical morality of kind conduct, the fourth fold of the Buddha. So let's try this again. The physical morality of kind conduct is the fourth fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. Om Ahum Minzu Guru Me Maziri Hung. 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 Let us touch the tip of our left thumb to the tip of our left index finger, and then rest this left hand upon our left thigh, that we might gently invite the real or imagined subtle energies, our real or imagined subtle energies, to coalesce upon the crown region, or within the crown region of our head. May we be a font of blessing for all who we see or who see us. May all beings everywhere be freed from the cruelty and tyranny of sexism and racism, of homophobia and transphobia. Of classism, exploitation, jingoism, fascism, jingoism, and genocide. Please chant with me. May all circumstances, all lots of all beings now have their safe fortune open. As a Buddha's real or imagined paradise, pure land or vanti appearing yet void. Allow me to remind you that the circumstantial morality of kind commerce is the fifth fold of the Buddha's eightfold path. Om Ahum Benzu Guru Me Maziri Hung. 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 I sincerely hope this has been helpful. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. In approximately 6 2/3 hours, I would very much like to return to lead today's evening meditation class and group practice. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.